one of the things I want to reflect on for 2025 as we get started with our conversation, again, it's an unscripted conversation, so we can go in any topics in any direction, within reasons, of course. The event in Montreal, how Gala was instrumental in sort of like the hub, if you will, for the community of language industry companies, individuals, associations, etc. More of a center of the dialogue, at least from what I've seen in Montreal, and for the various events that Gala has brought to the community in 2025. So, from your perspective, let's talk about Montreal. Montreal was great. I guess I had fun with that, but I hope you did too. Let's talk about Montreal and the various. If you can recap Gala 2025 for us.
Gala 2025 was great. Whenever we host in North America, it usually is a smaller conference. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because you end up having a sense of intimacy and just a different feeling to the community. We had about 325 people from 32 countries, so it was still diverse, globally speaking. We had the keynote that achieved the highest ratings ever. It was Daniel Lamar, who's a longtime CEO of Cirque du Soleil, and he talked about creativity in business, and he talked about reinvention and resilience, and it was really cool. Obviously, Cirque du Soleil is an amazing brand. Everybody knows it. It's iconic. And to learn from him was cool. And he was just so inspiring. So that was a highlight, I would say, of the conference. And then what was also cool is that we, coordinated with the Canadian Language Industry Association, and they hosted their summit on the day following our event. And so that brought a different subset of people, some of whom had been to the Gala conference, but it was cool to meet other people there too.
So it was great to combine the two together. The one after another, I think same dates, I guess, almost one, not to overlap, but it was in sequence, Gala first, and then the World Speak from Canadian Language Industry Association, which I am the ambassador for World Speak 2026 this year as well. So I'll be promoting that on the podcast as we go forward along here. And we're promised by the team there's going to be another flagship sort of a conference, hoping nice. That would be a success for us as well in Canada. The community continues to grow and continue to prosper. There is a lot more interest in it. I'm not sure if you're finding the same, but I'm finding a lot more interest now with people coming together to talk about their problems, their challenges, the future. I think when you're prosperous, when things are going well, everybody focuses on what they're doing. They're too busy. Many things are going in the right direction, and they probably don't have enough time for those conversations, to participate in conferences or to attend specific dialogues on the industry. But now I'm seeing that a lot more people at a senior level, exiting the office, going to a conference, participating in dialogues than I used to see before. I'm not sure if you've noticed that. Do you guys have that intuition or have data to support that or not?
Yeah, we do. We haven't had another big in-person event since the conference in Montreal. That one, like I said, was a little bit smaller than our European conferences. When we hosted in 2024, it was in Valencia, Spain, and we had over 500 people. We're going to host in Berlin. Maybe we can talk about that later, but next year, and we expect another big crowd. I think what you said is right. There's this desire for support and professional connection when you're struggling or when you're experimenting. And so having a community and a network that you can really depend on is more important now in times of hardship than it is probably in times of prosperity. And so we see a lot of we had something like a 75% increase in attendance in our special interest groups this year. We had 5 of them running. Those are virtual meetings. And so that was a huge leap. We also had a huge leap in attendance at Gala Academy, which is another virtual kind of a micro-credentialing type program. There's not truly a credential at the end of it, but it's a very focused, like,
I remember we talked about that one in the last recap. You were launching it, I think, right?
Yeah. It went very well this year. 3 of them, we hosted 3 of them, and they all focused on something a little bit different. So I would say, yes, you're right. Your observations can be supported, substantiated with actual attendance data, at least in our case.